Hare Krishna, Ujjwal Prabhu. My pranams and welcome again to this second part of our discussion on Gopal Tapani Upanishad. The previous discussion, we discussed the meaning of the term Upanishad and what are the Upanishads, and basically the historicity and authenticity of Gopal Tapani Upanishad. And then we began with the first Mangalacharan verse of the Gopal Tapani Upanishad. So today we are continuing from where we left off last time. But according to Shishta Parampara, we will perform Mangalacharan and then we will continue our discussion on the Upanishad. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruh Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Gaur. So welcome once again, Prabhu, and I am so happy that I am accompanied by a very learned person such as your good self, and we are discussing this wonderful Upanishad along with the Vaishwanathi Tika. So today we'll try to continue our discussion, and the Upanishad is now going to begin, and the Shruti which will be quoted is in front of us. As you can see, we had ended previously here Swaprapti Prakarasya Api Shikshakaya. So this is where we had ended, and we are continuing now, and this is the second paragraph. The first was a verse, the second is a paragraph. So kindly repeat the Shruti after me. Om
Om
Munayo Havai
Munayo Havai
Brahmanam Uchuhu
Brahmanam Uchuhu
Kah Paramo Devah
Kah Paramo Devah
Kuto Mrityur Bibheti
Kuto Mrityur Bibheti
Kasya Jnanena Akhilam Vigyatam Bhavati
Kasya Jnanena Akhilam Vigyatam Bhavati
Kenedam Vishwam Samsarati
Kenedam Vishwam Samsarati
Iti.
Iti
So
Iti.
we'll do a basic translation of this, and I think you already understand, almost everything that is given here. So let's try to translate this. So this should not be translated. This is our pranava. It's an untranslatable because this is the root of all the Vedas. So there is no translating this. So this is pranava, and it is for Mangala. It is for ensuring auspiciousness. Now, can you, Prabhu, try to translate this Munayo Havai Brahmanam Uchuhu?
Munayo havai brahmanam uchuhu. So Munaya means the munis,
Okay.
plural, the sages. Uchuhu, they said, is past tense. Havai, I think these are just for emphasis. Havai, these are indeclinables. Havai, and Brahmanam is the person they're addressing, the
Right.
Brahmana. And I think it means Lord Brahma.
Right. So Munayaha basically means the sages. And we'll see in the commentary, I've taken some portion of Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan. He explains it as 4 Kumaras. Havai, these are avyayas, these are immutables, and basically Havai means certainly, or truly, certainly. So certainly. Uchuhu. Uchuhu means said to whom? Brahmanam. In some editions, it is Brahmanam. So that makes it very clear. Brahmanam Uchuhu.
Yeah.
And in the edition of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, it is Brahmanam, but still said to Brahma. Okay, what did they say to Brahma? So I think we got the sentence till this point. We got the sentence correct. The sages certainly said to Brahma. What did they say? So the first question is Kaha Paramo Devaha. So Prabhu, what would be the translation?
Who is the supreme deity or the supreme god?
Who is the supreme deity? Okay. Kutaha Mrityur Bibheti.
Who is death afraid of? Who does death fear?
Yeah. So from whom does death experience fear? Kasya Gyanena Akhilam Vigyatam Bhavati. So how do we translate
by knowledge this? By knowledge of whom is everything understood.
Who is he, by knowing whom everything is known?
Yeah.
And Kena Idam Vishwam Samsarati.
Who is it that this world revolves because of, basically? By whom does this world revolve?
By whom is this world put into action? Thus, these were the questions asked. Okay, so we have 4 questions. Who is the supreme deity? And from whom does death experience fear? Who is he, by knowing whom everything is known? And by whom is this world put into action? So these 4 questions have been put in a very interesting manner, because these 4 questions have 4 specific answers, and these 4 specific answers will make up a mantra, and discussion around this mantra is the central topic of the first half of the Gopal Tapani Upanishad. So the Gopal Tapani Upanishad is divided into 2 halves, the Purva Vibhag and Uttar Vibhag. So in the Purva Vibhag, there is a discussion on this 18 syllabled mantra. So are you aware of the 18 syllabled mantra? No. Okay. So there is, this mantra is explained in various various tantra texts, as well as it will also be explained in the Gopal Tapani Upanishad. So it is Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. That is the. So this is also explained in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Okay. So now I have not put the bij which comes before that, so that the mantra is still not complete. But this is the nature of the mantra. So there is a bija which is one syllable. So then can you calculate the number of syllables, Prabhu?
17.
17.
Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. Yeah, 17.
17. And together with the bija, it becomes 18.
Mm.
So this is known as Ashtadashakshar mantra, 18 syllabled mantra.
Mm.
So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments by saying, Guru Kripa Labdha Ashtadashakshar mantra Prakaranam Tad Aradhanam Varnayitum Munihi Prashnan Avatarayati Munaya iti. So let's try to translate this. What is he trying to say? He's saying Guru Kripa Labdha Ashtadashakshar mantra Prakaranam. So this entire prakaran, this entire episode is about the Ashtadashakshar mantra, this 18 syllabled mantra, which is Guru Kripa Labdha, which is attained only by the mercy of the Guru. Somebody can read it in a book, but that simply reading a mantra in a book doesn't give access to the required potency which is needed to make that mantra successful. So that is Guru Kripa Labdha. It is attained only by the mercy of a Guru who is himself accomplished in the mantra. So Guru Kripa Labdha Ashtadashakshar mantra Prakaranam Tad Aradhanam, and the worship of the mantra. Sometimes the mantra is arranged in a yantra, and all the syllables are arranged in the form of a yantra on the ground, and then that mantra is also worshipped. So that is called as Tad Aradhanam. So the worship of the mantra. Varnayitum, in order to explain all of this, Munihi Prashnan Avatarayati. So the sage Muni who is compiling this Upanishad. So who has compiled all the Upanishads?
Vyasadeva.
Vyasadeva. So
He's
Munihi. So Prashnan Avatarayati. So he is now delineating the questions which he heard in this discussion between the four Kumaras and Brahma. Munaya iti. Because see, the entire thing is being narrated in third person. It's not that the four Kumaras are saying we went to Brahma and we spoke. So somebody is saying Munaya Uchuhu. So the Munis said, which means that the person who is writing it is somebody besides the Munis. So that is specified by Munihi. That Muni is Vyasadeva. Krishnan Avatarayati. He is, he's noting down the questions. Munaya iti. So he says Ha Spashtam. The meaning of Ha is clear. Ha means, clearly, or Ha means certainly. That is the meaning of Ha. Now, the term used for Brahma is Brahmana. So how is Brahmana derived? He says Brahma equal to, what is the meaning of Brahma?
Veda.
Vedam. Vedam, Brahma is Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekvachan, which is accusative, singular. So Brahma equal to Vedam. Brahma means the Vedas. Vetti, one who knows. Iti Brahmana. And that is Parameshti. Parameshti is the name of Brahma in Amarkosh. So basically Brahmana is a name of Brahma, Tam. So they addressed whom? They addressed Brahmana. So Brahmana basically means Brahma. And when the Shruti says Kasya Jnanena Akhilam, akhilam vigyatam bhavati. Akhilam. So he explains akhilam as prakrita aprakritam sarvam vastu. So basically it means akhilam means everything. Material and transcendental, all objects are automatically known. Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan takes a different take. He says akhilam kritsnam bhagavat tattvam. So akhilam means the entirety of bhagavat tattva is understood. But Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's interpretation is akhilam means prakrita aprakritam sarvam vastu, which means material and spiritual, all objects are understood by knowing whom. So that is the commentary on this verse. So I hope this is understood, Prabhu. Nothing to ask here.
It's clear. Spashtam.
Okay, spashtam. Okay, this is done. So you see here, Baladeva, Shri Baldev Vidyabhushan says, Munayo Brahmaputra Sanakadaya. Basically. So, okay, now the Shruti continues. Please repeat after me. Tad u hovacha brahmanah
Tad uhovacha brahmana
Krishno vai paramam daivatam
Krishno vai paramam daivatam
Govindan mrityur bibheti
Govindan mrityor vibheti
Gopi jana vallabha jnanena tagyatam bhavati
Gopi janavallabha jnanena tajñatam bhavati
Swahaya idam samsarati iti.
Swahaya idam samsarati iti.
So, I think this should be Swahaya.
Yeah, because it was Kena.
Yeah. Swahaya idam samsarati iti. So, can you notice the mantra?
Yeah.
four-
Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Janavallabhaya Swaha.
Right. So the 4 questions are answered by giving 4 terms: Krishna, Govinda, Gopi Jana Vallabha, and Swaha. So let's try to translate this entire section. Tad u ha uvacha brahmana. So Prabhu, how do we translate this?
Lord Brahma then said that.
So Brahma.
There's no then, but Brahma said that. Huh?
Spoke thus. And her is all. So her is also, her also means Brahma. Certainly spoke thus. Krishno vai paramam daivatam. So how do we translate this?
Krishna is the supreme deity.
Yeah,
Certainly. Krishna is certainly
the supreme deity. Okay. Govindan mrityur bibheti. So how do we translate this?
Death experiences fear from Govinda.
Have in Harinamamrita Vyakaranam is there a sutra which specifies in the, I think it will be there in the Karak Prakaran, that whenever there is something to be afraid of, any verbal root such as bhi, and so the person or the entity from whom fear is experienced, that person or entity is in the ablative case.
Yeah, I'm sure it's there. I haven't come to Karaka yet. I've read it in other places.
Okay. So,
but yeah.
Yes. So, Govindat is Panchami. Panchami means it is ablative case. So, from Govinda, Mrityu or death, Bibheti experiences fear. Bibheti can be translated as Bhayam Anubhavati. So, experiences fear.
Bhayam Anubhavati.
Okay. All right. So, next. Gopi Jana Vallabha Jnanena Tad Gyatam Bhavati. So, how do we translate this?
By knowledge of Gopi Jana Vallabha Tajgyatam. That is known.
That is known. So what is known? Akhilam was the term above.
Yeah, Akilam, yeah. Everything
So,
is known.
yeah. So by knowledge of Gopi Jana Vallabha, everything is known.
Mm-hmm.
Swahaya idam samsarati iti. So by Swaha, everything is put into, how did we translate it above? Action. Yeah. So by Swaha, everything is put into action. Okay. Now, this can also mean, Krishno Vai Paramam Daivatam. In the 18 syllabled mantra, the term Krishnaya is the supreme deity. Govindan Mrityur Vibheti. So from the second term in the mantra, death becomes afraid. So when you understand the first term in the mantra, you've understood the Supreme Lord. When you've understood the second term in the mantra, death becomes afraid. When you understand the third term in the mantra, knowledge of everything is revealed. And by the fourth term in the mantra, the entire world moves around or is put into action. So then they ask a question. Tad u ha uchuhu. So how do we translate this?
Thus they say.
Okay.
Or
so
said. Thus they said.
thus they said. They said. Okay. Kaha Krishno.
Who is Krishna?
Who is Krishna? Govindascha kah asaviti.
And who is that Govinda?
Who is this Govinda? Gopi Jana Vallabha kah.
Who is Gopi Jana Vallabha?
Who is Gopi Jana Vallabha? Ka swaha iti.
And who is Swaha?
Okay, so this is the Shruti. Okay, Vaishwanati. Paramam Daivatam iti. So this is the commentary. Bhajanasya Krishna Vishayena sa Vishayo Bhavati iti arthaha. So when Brahma says, he says Krishna Vai Paramam Daivatam. Krishna is certainly the supreme deity. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says Bhajanasya Krishna Vishayena sa Vishayo Bhavati iti arthaha. So how do we understand this?
The subject, Sahavishaya, of worship, or is worship, Bhajanasya Krishna Vishayana, with Krishna as its object. Subject is worship with Krishna as its object.
So,
No.
so the Bhajanasya, actually a better formation would be Bhajanasya Krishna Vishayatvena.
Yeah.
Sa Vishayo Bhavati ityarthaha. So Bhajanasya Krishna Vishayatvena, because when one performs bhakti, actually one can perform bhakti to many deities. But because, somebody can say that they perform Devi Bhakti, or somebody can say they perform Shiv Bhakti. But actually Bhajanasya Bhakti is meant for, it should be aimed actually towards all types of bhakti are ultimately aimed towards whom? Krishna. So that he says in the Bhagavad Gita that avidhi purvakam, that he
They
says.
worship me in a wrong way.
Huh.
Avidipurvaka.
Yeah. So he says in the Bhagavad Gita that Anya Devata Tepi Mameva Kauntaya Yajanti Avidipurvakam. So if somebody is rendering bhajan to some other deity, actually I am the Vishay. I am the subject matter of all bhajan. So, all bhajan is actually directed ultimately towards me. So, bhajanasya Krishna Vishayatvena, ultimately all bhajan is to be directed, it ultimately ends up at the lotus feet of Krishna. Or as it is said, Sarva Deva Namaskaram Keshavam Pratigacchati. That, obeisance given to all other deities ultimately ends up at the lotus feet of Keshava. So, sa vishayo bhavati iti artha. So, he is the main subject of worship. So, actually, he is the personality who is the supreme deity. Because why is he the supreme deity? Because ultimately, all forms of bhajan are for him and for nobody else. So, that is why he is the supreme deity, Paramam Daivata. So, that is the meaning which is being explained here. So, I hope that is clear.
Literally, bhajanasya Krishna Vishayatvena. Because Krishna is the object of worship, Saha Vishaya Bhavati. He is the subject.
Right. He is the supreme subject. He is the Paramadaivata.
Okay.
Iti artha.
Yeah, it's made more clear when you add this abstractive Vishayatvena.
Right. So it should be Vishayatvena, not Prana.
Yeah.
Vishayatvena. The Vishaya Bhavati. Okay. So Mrityur Bibheti. So Kasman Mrityur Bibheti. So from whom is death afraid? This is Govindan Mrityu Bibheti. So from death is afraid of Govinda. So Govinda Rupena Sa eva Gocharako Vyagrat Ga Upamrityor Jivan Api Rakshati iti artha. So let's try to translate this.
Rupena sa eva gocharako vyagradga upamrityor jivanapi rakshati iti artha. Govinda Rupena, in the form or by the form of Govinda, sa eva, that very, gocharako, impeller of the senses. Gocharako.
No, Govinda Rupena. So in his form as Govinda, Sa eva, he alone is Gocharaka, cow herder.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah.
Vyagrad Ga. So Vyagra means tiger.
Tiger, yeah.
Ga is Dvitiya Vibhakti Bahuvachan, which means accusative. Ga Upamrityor Jivan Api Rakshati. So
protects the lives.
So just as he protects the cows from a tiger, similarly he protects all jivas from upamrityu. Upamrityu is akal mrityu. Akal mrityu means untimely death.
I see.
Api rakshati iti artha.
So in the form of Govinda, he alone, or he himself, the cow herder, protects the cows from a tiger. He also protects the jivas. So in the same way, he also protects the jivas from untimely death. Upamrityoho jiva rakshati.
Right.
Okay.
So because mrityur bibheti. So for the cows, death comes in the form of Vyagra. But the Vyagra becomes afraid of Krishna. Similarly, for the jivas, it comes in the form, sometimes it comes in the form of upamrityu, accidental death. But he protects, certain jivas whom he selects, he protects them from upamrityu. So, api rakshati iti artha. This is the meaning of Govindan mrityur bibheti, that death is afraid of Govinda. So the meaning here is that when he wants, when he so desires, so he can avert death as it was in the case of Markandeya. So, Markandeya, he was about to die, I think at the age of 17 or something. But because of Krishna's protection, Mrityur
Yeah.
Bibheti.
Hmm.
So similarly, that is the Govindan Mrityur Bibheti. So next was Gopijana Vallabha Jnanena Tajjanatam Bhavati. So by knowledge of Gopijana Vallabha, everything is known. So then he says, Tasmin eva Gopijananam Vallabhatvena Anubhute Sati Idam Prakrita Prakritam Vastu Sarvam eva Vina Anusandhanam Api Gyatam Bhavati iti. Na tato adhikam anya jnanam nasti eva. So let's try to translate this. I think this is fairly simple. So let's try to
Yeah.
translate this.
Tasmin eva gopi jananam valabhatvain anubhute sati. When he is experienced as gopi, as the dear one of the gopi people, of the gopis.
Right.
Prakrita prakritam vastu sarvam eva.
Hmm.
All objects, both material and spiritual. Vina anusandhanam. Eva vina sarvam vina.
So tasmin eva gopi jananam vallabhettvena anubhute sati sati saptami. Sati
Yeah.
So
when that
when
happens.
he is experienced, when he is understood to be the Vallabha, the beloved of the Gopi Janas, what happens at that time? Idam prakrita aprakritam vastu sarvam eva. So all these material and spiritual objects, anusandhanam vina api, even without any external research, gyatam bhavati. They
Yeah,
become
anusandhanam was throwing me off. I was wondering what that was. And then Gautam Bhavati is known.
right. So
Vina
anusandhan means to carry out some research. So vina anusandhanam api gyatam bhavati. So even without carrying out any external research or even without any external effort, everything becomes known. Because otherwise, to know everything without his mercy, that requires anusandhan. That requires a lot of effort and research.
Yeah.
So, but when he is understood as Gopi Jana Vallabha, then everything material and spiritual is automatically understood without any external effort. So what is the reason? Na tato adhikam anyat jnanam nasti eva. So
from there's nothing more to be known. No
right,
other
right,
no other knowledge is to be known.
right. So there is no other knowledge, which is higher than this particular understanding of him being Gopi Jana Vallabha. What is the reason for that? Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Gopi Vallabha Vishayini Bhaktir hi Bhakti Parama Kashtha Bhavati. So what is the reason that this sort of knowledge is the highest form of knowledge? So this is the answer.
Because bhakti, which is whose object is Gopi Vallabha, the dear one of the gopis. So Gopi Vallabha Vishayini Bhakti, he, that itself, or certainly Bhakti Paramakashta Bhavati. It's I'm not familiar with the use of kashta, but the highest type of bhakti.
Yeah, actually he's using Paramakashta. I don't know for what reason. It should be Parakashta. So Gopi Vallabha Vishayini Bhaktir hi. So bhakti directed towards Gopijana Vallabha is certainly Bhakti Parakashta Bhavati. It certainly is the pinnacle of all bhakti.
Yeah.
Bhaktya mam abhijanati iti ukteha. Because in the Gita itself he says, I am understood only and only through bhakti. Bhakti parakashthayam tasyam satyam. Again Sati Saptami. When that highest, when that pinnacle of bhakti is attained, jnana parakashtha api bhaved iti ukteha. And when bhakti is attained, automatically the highest point of gyan is also attained. So therefore, to perform, to render bhakti unto Gopijana Vallabha, is the highest point of all knowledge, and that is the meaning of understanding everything Prakrita and Aprakrita. So that is the meaning which is being given here. Now, Swaha iti swa eva swaha rupena jagad itam badnati cha iti artha. So how do we translate this?
Swaha iti swa eva swaha. He himself, in the form of Swaha, binds Bhadnati, this universe. Jagadidam. Cha iti artha. That's the meaning.
Right. So this is the meaning of Swaha. Actually, you must be aware of Swaha. Swaha is actually an avyay. So, and it is used often in offering oblations in the Vedic sacrifices. So, there is a sutra which specifies that along with Namaha, Swasti, Swaha, etc., Chaturthi Vibhakti is to be used. Have you seen that sutra?
No, not yet.
Okay. So there is a sutra which says that along with Namaha, Swasti, Swaha, the one has to use Chaturthi Vibhakti. One has to use the dative conjugation. Anyways, so this is Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopijana, Vallabhaya. All are in which declension? They are in
Chaturthi Vibhakti, yeah.
Chaturthi Vibhakti.
And Swaha. I see.
Now we come back to the Shruti. Okay, we'll do this Shruti for now today, and then we'll pause after this Shruti. And so let's recite this Shruti. Tanuvacha Brahmanah
Anuvacha Brahmanah
Papakarshano
Papakarshano
Go Bhumi Veda Vidito
Go Bhumi Veda Vidito
Gopi Jana Vidya Kala Prerakas
Gopi Jana Vidya Kala Prerakas
Tanmaya Cheti Sakalam
Tanmaya Cheti Sakalam
Param Brahmai Vetat.
Param Brahmai Vetat.
So then, because they asked a question previously, what question did they ask? Kaha Krishna. Who is Krishna? Who is Govinda? Who is Gopijana Vallabha? And who is Swaha? Okay, so Brahma is replying. First question was, so let's translate this. Tan Uvacha Brahmana. So
Tanma
said
to them.
So the first is, who is Krishna? So the answer is Papa Karshana. So how do we translate this?
He takes away sins or pulls sins.
Yeah, he who
draws out the sins.
Draws out all the sins.
Yeah.
Then Govindaya. Who is Govinda?
Go Bhumi Veda Viditaha. He is known by the Vedas in Go Bhumi, or on earth.
No. So he who is known, and he who is known to the cows, the earth,
and the Vedas. Oh, I see. So Go Bhumi Vedaihi Viditaha. Tritiya. Tritiya Tatpurusha.
Who is Gopi Jana Vallabha? Gopi Jana Vidya Kala Prerakaha, which means
impels.
he
Prerakaha.
is the impeller.
Yeah.
Of Kala means the varieties of Avidya. Of Gopijanas, that is of Avidyas. They are known as Gopijanas. Now this is a very interesting section, because how are Gopijanas being compared to Avidya? So that we will see in the commentary what is the
So this
explanation.
is Gopi Jananam Avidya, or it's the Gopi Jana Eva Avidya?
Let's see in the commentary, but just
Okay.
for the time being,
Right.
Gopi Jana Avidya Kala.
Okay.
Pratika.
Yeah.
And what is Swaha Tan Maya Cha iti? Swaha is what?
Tanmaya, his Maya, his energy.
Yes, Swaha. Swaha is not mentioned here. So Swaha is Maya.
Yeah.
And Swaha is his Maya. Okay, and the end Sakalam Param Brahma Eva Etat. All this is the
Brahman.
let's say word incarnation of this entire mantra is nothing but the word incarnation of the Supreme Brahman. So this is the meaning. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he is first explaining Papakarshana. Papakarshana is Papani Prarabdha Aprarabdha Sanchitani Karshati Nashayati. So how do we translate this?
Papani prarabdha prarabdha sanchitani. So the sins, which are prarabdha and aprarabdha, they're composed of prarabdha and aprarabdha karmas. They are pulled, karshati or nashayati, destroyed.
Yeah, but there's also Sanchitani.
Sanchitani. What is it? It's like Sanchitani is like brought together, right?
Actually,
how do you translate Sanchitani?
Actually, all karma phala, all karma phala, which is papa or punya, but we only want pap right now, is categorized into three main types. One is known as sanchit pap.
Oh yeah, sanchit karma, yeah. Sanchit pap.
Sanchit karma. Then second is known as prarabdha karma. And third is known as kriyaman karma. Sanchit prarabdha, sanchit papa phal. So sanchit phala, prarabdha phal, and kriyaman. So actually these are the three types. And these are actually three types. Let's put this as karma only. Sanchit karma, prarabdha karma, and kriyaman karma. So what is sanchit karma? Sanchit basically means the entire stockpile of karma which is there lying since time immemorial, since we have come into the material world. So that entire stockpile, that entire warehouse of karma is known as sanchit karma. Prarabdha means at the beginning of this body, at the beginning of our current birth, a small portion is taken from sanchit karma and it is given to us in this particular birth. So that starts coming into action from the time that we are born. So that is known as prarabdha karma. And kriyaman is the new activities which we are committing right now. So have you heard of the analogy of the bowman and the arrow?
No.
So there is an analogy given in this regard that in a forest, a bowman, what he does is he's having a quiver of arrows. So what he does is he pulls out one arrow and he shoots it. After shooting that arrow, he sits down and he crafts a new arrow. When he's crafting a new arrow, and then he crafts a new arrow and then he puts it in the quiver. So the acharyas have compared the quiver to sanchit karma, which means all the stockpile of the big warehouse of karma which we are carrying since time immemorial. And then there is prarabdha karma. Prarabdha is the arrow which he just shot. So the prarabdha karma cannot be stopped. It has to fructify. It is the most difficult to wipe out. Even
Yeah.
though many individuals engage in spiritual life, they are unable to wipe out one type of karma, which is prarabdha karma. And third is kriyaman. Kriyaman is the arrow which he is just creating. So the karmas which are being generated, so they'll get added to sanchit. So these are the three types of karma. But kriyaman is also ultimately going to get added to sanchita.
Yeah.
So sanchit and kriyaman actually both of them belong to sanchit, and these are all aprarabdha. Aprarabdha means they are not going to fructify exactly in this life. And prarabdha. So prarabdha, aprarabdha, and sanchita. Basically, sanchita is another word for this. Sanchita is another word for kriyaman, because kriyaman is ultimately going to end up where?
In sanchit.
Sanchita. So papani, all three types of sins: prarabdha, which have already begun fructifying; aprarabdha, which will fructify in future lives; and sanchitani is kriyamanani. So basically, which we are creating right now. All these three types of papani, what does he do? Karshati nashayati. So karshati equal to nashayati, he destroys. Or papam, I don't know how he equates this. Papam equal to chittam. Api swiya lilayam akarshati.
He
So
pulls even a
the heart.
maybe he's not equating, maybe it's just an adjective. Papam chittam, a sinful mind. Papam chittam api.
That is also possible. Right. But the thing is papa karshana. So then what Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is doing is he is making it into a madhyam pad lop samas. Papa karshana equal to papa chitta karshana. That is what he's. So
Madhyam padalopi samasa.
right. So papam chittam api sviya lilayam akarshati. So he even attracts a sinful heart or sinful conscience into his own pastimes. Or another meaning, papa purushan, पूतना अघ केशी आदीन असुरान अपि स्वहतान मुक्ति दानार्थम आकर्षति इति. So how do we translate this?
The sinful people, Papa Purushan, such as Putana, Aga, and Keshi, the demons, etc. The demons, Asuran, Api, even them, Swahatan, being killed by himself, Mukti Dhanartham, for the sake of giving mukti. He brings them basically for the sake of giving mukti.
So he attracts them to Vraja in order to bestow liberation upon even those whom he killed brutally, those demons such as Putana, Keshi, Aghasur, etc. So iti Krishnaha. So this is the first term of the mantra. Iti Krishnaha. Sa eva parama kripalutvat paramam daivatam iti bhavaha. So coming back to the original question, who is the kaha paramam daivatam? Who is the supreme deity? So he is the supreme deity. Why? Because because papa karshana, because he attracts all the sins, and because of that parama kripalutvat paramam daivatam. So because of that reason, he is paramam daivatam. So I hope this is understood.
Parama kripalutvat, because he's the most merciful, right?
Right. So there should be a hyphen between these two. Parama kripalutvat. Because of him being, because of the supreme mercifulness. That is the literal translation. Because of the supreme mercifulness, he is the supreme deity. Iti bhava. This is the mood which is being conveyed here.
I've come into the habit of not literally translating these now for the sake of, these abstractives like Paramakripalutvāt. Because sometimes when you keep adding nes, it's become very confused in the commentaries.
Yes. So now next is Go Bhumi Veda Viditaha. So he is Govinda. Why is he Govinda? Because he is Viditaha. He is known to go to cows, to Bhumi, to earth, to Vedas, to the 4 Vedas. So Go Viditaha, Go Vidita, Goshu Vrajastha Surabhishu Viditas. So what is the meaning of this?
He's known to the
Among,
cows,
he's known
among
among.
the cows, rather. Yeah, you're right. Among the cows residing in Vraj.
Yeah, so
The
he's known.
Surabhis are
Yeah, he's
residing
known.
in Vraj.
Yeah, he's known among the Surabhi cows who are
Which
situated
are
in Vraj.
Vrajastha.
Huh.
Yeah, Vrajastha.
Yeah, so Vrajastha, Grihastha. So there is a sutra, Supistha. So from that sutra, it is the stha is added. Tad Brahma Katvat. So how is he known to the to all the Surabhi cows? Tad Brahma Katvat. So how do we translate Tad Brahma Katvat?
Tad Brahmakatvat.
Actually, Tad should be connected with Tad
Oh,
Brahma.
okay. Brahmakatvat. So because of being Brahmaka. I don't know. How would you translate this one, Prabhu?
So Tasam Brahma Katvat. Because of all of those Surabhis being of the same nature as the Supreme Brahman. Because of all Surabhis.
Oh, because they are also, because
Right.
they're of the same nature. Yeah, Tad Brahmakatvat. Ah,
So
so they're Brahmakatva. Tasam Brahmakatvat. That's how they know him, because they're
right.
able to know him because they're of the same nature.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So because the Surabhis are not ordinary cows found in this world. So in Goloka, Surabhis are the transcendental cows who have the same nature as him.
Yeah.
So therefore, Tad Brahma Tasam Brahmakatvat, because of them having the same nature of being the Supreme Brahma or being Brahma as him,
Mhm.
therefore, they understand him, because two entities who have the same nature are able to understand each other.
Yeah,
So Tasam
they're
Brahmakatvat.
compatible.
Right.
Therefore, it's important. He says Rajastha Surabhishu,
Right.
not just Goshu.
Right. So now, Bhumi Vidita. So, Bhumau Go Shabda Vachayam Prithivyam Cha Viditas. So, what is the meaning of Bhumi Bhu Vidita?
On earth, Go Shabdavachayam. This is a word meaning. This is a word for go, or Prativyam. On earth, that's another synonym for Bhumi, or to go. He's known on earth. Tadba. Anyway, yeah, that's.
So, Bhumau on earth. Go Shabda Vachyayam, because one of the synonyms for Prithvi is go. One of the synonyms of earth is go. So Bhumau, so on earth, who is also known as go, on Prithvi, Cha Viditas, he is well known. How is he well known? Tad Bhara Avatara Katvat, because he appeared on the earth for relieving her burden.
Yeah. So this is a Chaturthi Tatpurusha, right?
Tasyaha Bhara.
Yeah, but Bharaya, is it?
Bhara Avatara Katvat.
Because he appeared for
For
Tadbara Avatara Katvat.
Tasyaha Bharasya Avatara Katvat.
Oh, okay. So it's a Shashti Tatpurusha. Tasyaha Bharasya. Avatarakatvat. Because his avatar
Hmm.
was of the.
His appearance was of the nature of relieving her burden. Her burden. So Shashti.
Yeah, I guess that's why I was thinking for he appeared, like his appearance was for her burden.
But
You
that
know?
will be bhar avataranaya. That should happen at the end.
Well, I was thinking like in the samasa bhadaya, tad bhadaya avatarakatvat, but then the samasa subsumes it.
But bharaya means for adding weight, not for relieving weight.
Or even maybe Tritiya, or anyway, I'm just trying to Tritiya or Panchami would be like he appeared because of the weight, because of her weight. Because the word removal isn't there, so there's something implied, like it's not like
No,
tadbara
no,
hara.
no, 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 no. The avatar here means removal.
Oh, okay.
Have you in the Bhagavatam? Have you seen bharavataranaaya?
Not
I'll
no,
show
I
I'll
can't.
show you the I'll show you.
Because I was thinking avatar meant basically because he has an avatar, or because he.
See here. Bhumer bharavataranaaya yadushu ajanma. So what does bharavataranaaya mean here?
Avatarana.
Bhar avataranaya.
I see. Okay.
Hindi becomes very easy. Bhar उतारने के लिए. It's very similar. So tad bhar avatarakatvat, because he is the reliever of her bhara. That's
Okay.
it.
So he's an avataraka.
Or
So
he is
he's a remover. Okay, of the burden of
yeah,
her. Okay.
right.
Now I understand.
Yes, that's what. So he is bhumau viditah. So that why he is well known on Bhumi is because he's bhumau viditah, because he has appeared to relieve her burden. Now Veda viditah. Go shabda vachyeshu vedeshu api viditah. So what does this mean?
Go shabdeshu vacheshu vedeshu.
Go shabda vachyeshu.
Go shabda vacheshu vedeshu api vidita. He is known also in the Vedas.
Which are also known by the same term.
Go shabda. They're also known by the term go. Okay.
Go.
Go shabda vacheshu vedeshu api vidita. He's also known in the Vedas, which are also known by the term go.
Go, yeah. So actually, if you see, this term go has so many meanings. So since you are able to read Devanagari, I would like to show you this the meaning of go given in various places. I'll show you Medini Kosh. Have you heard of Medini Kosh?
Yes.
Okay, so
the acharyas are quoting it.
yeah, so acharyas are quoting Medini Kosh a lot of times. So I'll show you Medini Kosh. And in Medini Kosh, there is the various meanings of Gau are given. So can you see this? Can you try to read, Prabhu?
Gauhu swarge cha balod
Bali varde.
Bali varde. Bali varde. Rashmau cha kulishe puman. Stri sauda bheyi drigvana digvag bushwepsu bhumnicha.
So Gauhu Swarge. One meaning of Gau is what?
Gauhu swarga, heaven.
Yeah,
Swarga.
So
Swarga.
Gau, the term Gau is used in the context of Swarga.
Swarga.
And Bali Varde in a sacrificial bull.
Mm-hmm.
Rashmau in a Rashmi. Rashmi is basically a ray of light.
Like a ray. Yeah.
Kulishe is Vajra of Indra.
Mhm.
Poman, in all these, it is used in as masculine. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
But Stri, the term is used in feminine gender. In Saurabheyi, when it is used to denote a cow. Drik, when it is used to denote an eye.
Right.
Bana, when it is used to denote an arrow. Dik,
Mhm.
when it is used to denote a direction. Vak, when it is used to denote any sort of Vani, including the Vedas.
Yeah.
Including the Vedas. Bhushu, and
Cool.
Bhushu means it is used to denote the earth. Apsu.
Mhm.
So
Water.
Vag, Bhushu, Apsu, Bhumnicha. So I think there is Apsu means waters, and Bhumnicha, it is also used to denote earth. So I'm not
And
sure what is. Yeah.
Bhumni is in neuter, right? So is it just saying that also it's used to refer to the earth in neuter?
No.
No.
It's three. It is three means it is all of these are in feminine gender.
I was just wondering why Bhu is listed twice then.
Right. So the Vag, Bhushu, Apsu, Bhumnicha. Yeah. So Vag, Bhushu, yeah, Apsu and Bhumni. Yeah, I think this is because these are all striling. Bhushu till Bhushu, these are all striling, and Apsu and Bhumni are Napumsakling.
Huh.
So these are all the various meanings of Gau, and there are many other meanings also. So there is one more meaning, Indriya, senses, which is not mentioned here.
Mm.
But we can see Veda, Vag, as one of the meanings given. So Go Shabda Vachyeshu Vedeshu Api Viditah. So he is known even in the Vedas, which are also known by the term Go. Tad Vachyatvat. Tad Vachyatvat means
Because he is the thing that they're talking about,
yeah, he
basically,
is the
right?
personality denoted by the Vedas. Ataha, therefore, Surabhi, Prithvi, Vedan. These all Gaha. These are all Go. Surabhi is also Go. Prithvi is also Go. Veda is also Go. So Gaha, Dvitiya Bahuvachan.
Yeah.
Accusative plural.
Yeah.
Palayitum Vindati iti Govindaha. So he attracts them in order to take care of them. Therefore, he is known as
Govinda.
Govinda. Such a Jivan, and that same personality, Jivan api mrityoho palayati iti bhavaha. He
He
also
also protects the jivas from death.
death. This is the meaning. Now, the third was Gopijana Avidya Kala Prerakaha. So, what is Gopijana? Gopijana Avidya Kala Prerakaha. So, first is explaining what is Gopijana. Gopayati Sakalam Idam. So, what is the meaning of Gopayati Sakalam Idam? She protects.
Yeah.
She
All of
hides.
this.
She protects everything, or she hides. She shrouds everything. This entire universe in her Maya. Therefore, she is known as Gopi.
This is Gupta too, right?
Right.
To conceal. Gopayati.
Right. Rakshane.
Gupu Rakshane, to protect.
Right.
I see.
Gopayati va param pumamsam. Or she shrouds the Supreme Personality. Therefore, iti Gopi. And that Gopi is whom?
Prakriti.
In Gopi Jana Vallabha, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Gopi means Prakriti because she shrouds the entire universe in her darkness, or she shrouds the Supreme Lord. So Prakriti. Tasyam jatah janah iti gopi jana. So tasyam saptami, saptami vibhakti. Tasyam jatah janah. Tasyam jatah janah. So the janah who are produced in her. Who are the janas? Mahad adikam prithivyantam. So beginning from Mahat Tattva all the way ending up in the final element, which is Prithvi.
Mahadadikam Prithivyantam.
Yeah.
I see.
Iti Krama Deepika Ukte hai. This is mentioned in the text named Krama Deepika. So Gopi Jana means the various elements of creation which are born in the material nature. I hope you're able to understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Gopi Janair means Mayikais Tattvair Jiveshu Avidyam Prerayati. Gopi Jana Avidya Preraka. I hope you are able to understand. So by these Gopi Janas or by these Mayika Tattvas, so Jiveshu Avidyam Prerayati, he instills
the ignorance of the jivas in the
niscience
jiva.
within all the jivas.
Gopi Janar Mai Kais Tatvar Jivesh Vidyam Prerayati iti saha. Wow.
But this interpretation doesn't give a lot of happiness to the heart because
And Shri Vishwanath certainly won't stop there. Shri Vishwanath is interested in Raja.
Yadva. Yadva means or else. Another interpretation. Gopi Janeshu. Gopi Janeshu means Vraja Devi Janeshu. Who are Vraja Devi Janeshu? Hladini Shakti Vritti Rupeshu. All those gopis who are the functions of the Hladini Shakti. But amongst all of them, avidya preranasya asambhavat. It is impossible to instill ignorance in them. Therefore, avidya shabdena, by the term avidya which was mentioned in the Shruti, mohana sadharmyat prema uchyate. So because avidya refers to mohana, mohana means infatuation, and because avidya produces moha, moha means infatuation, and because mohana sadharmyat, because love also produces this, it has the same nature as love. Love also produces infatuation, and ignorance also produces infatuation. Therefore, because of the similarity of infatuation, avidya refers to prema.
Nice.
There was a term kala vistaraha. The kala means actually vistara. Kala means elaborate. Yeah, to expand upon all of that. Then he quotes Kalihali Kamadhenu. So actually, he's quoting some dictionary, Kalihali Kamadhenu, in which the meaning of Kala is explained as Vistara. Vistara means elaboration. So this specific extract, Kalihali Kamadhenu, it is given by Sanatana Goswami in his commentary to the 10th canto. But I'm not sure what is, I mean, this thing is Kalihali Kamadhenu is it is some extract from some dictionary, or it is some extract from some shastra, but it is used to justify Kala equal to Vistara. That is all we know about it. So Kala means he expands the avidya. Avidya means he expands the prema. Prema of whom? Of Gopi Jana. That is what. Or Yadva Gopi Janeshu Avidya Kalam Agyana Chandra Kalam Prerayati iti saha. So amongst all the Gopi Janas, he uh, he carries out the various Chandra Kalas, the various, what do we say, waxing and the waning and waxing of the moon.
Phases, yeah.
Phases of the moon. What is the meaning of saying this? That sa saundarya madhurya adibhir jnanam apahritya swa premna tan mohyati iti artha. So by this waxing and waning of the moon, he shows varieties of his own saundarya, of his own beauty, and jnanam apahritya, by snatching away their knowledge, swa premna tan mohyati, he puts them into great delusion, he puts them into great avidya. So therefore he is Gopi Jana Avidya Kala Prerakah. That was the original term mentioned in the Shruti.
Wow, this is great.
Vallabha khalu swagunai swapreyasir yan mohyati tad eva tasya vallabhata. So Vallabha means certainly by his qualities, his swapreyasir yan mohyati. The fact that he puts his own beloved gopis into infatuation, tadeva tasya vallabhata, that is his vallabhata, that is his nature of being vallabha, or that is his nature of being the supreme lover. Atas tan madhurya karanaka tadiya mohana agyanam, therefore that ignorance which is caused by the delusion pertaining, that delusion which arises due to infatuation of that infatuation which arises due to his madhurya. So all this ignorance is sarva jnanatopi varishtham. That ignorance is much superior to all types of knowledge. I hope you are able to understand.
Yes. Atastan madhurya karanaka tadiya moha agyanam sarva jnanatopi varishtam. Yeah. So the agyana, which is tadiya mohana, that means their bewilderment, right? Tadiya mohana agyana, which is tan madhurya karanaka, which has its cause as his sweetness.
Yeah, his sweetness is the instrument of that delusion of those gopis.
Yeah. So the thing that's bewildering them is his sweetness.
Right.
Tan madhurya karanaka tadiya mohana, and that is their bewilderment, agyana. Sarva jnana topi varishtam. That is better, varishtam, than all knowledge.
Right. Why?
Okay.
Jivana muktatma rameshu api adrishtatvat. Because such ignorance is not found even amongst jivan muktas and atmaramas. Iti bhavaha. This is the meaning. And swaha tanmaya. So swaha is whom? Swaha is his maya. And sakalam, I think, what was the shruti above? Sakalam param brahma eva etat. All this is the supreme Brahman. So he says sakalam iti mayayas tat shaktitvena tad ananyatvad iti bhavaha. So since swaha is his maya and maya is his shakti, and tad ananyatvat, and shakti is non-different, she is ananya, she is not different from him.
Yeah.
Therefore Krishnaya is he, Govindaya is he, Gopi Jana Vallabhaya is he. Swaha is his maya, but since maya is tad ananya, non-different from him, therefore all terms are Brahma eva iti bhava. All terms are actually Brahma.
Sakalam param brahma. Mayayaha touch. So mayayaha touch shakti tvena. Being his shakti, maya being his shakti, is non-different because she is non-different from him because she's his shakti.
Therefore sakalam Brahma.
All of this is Brahman, actually, the Param Brahma.
Right. So this is the end of the 5th paragraph. So we covered 4 paragraphs today. Some places the commentary is getting, I'm not sure whether there are obviously some print mistakes in the commentary, and I'm trying to rectify them as and when I find them. And this Kalihali Kamadhenu is a very obscure reference, and I'm still on the lookout as to why this is being used here. It is being used here to justify Kala Vistaraha. That I am sure. But why Kalihali Kamadhenu? What is the connection of Kala Vistaraha with Kalihali Kamadhenu? This we'll still have to figure out. So I'll be on the lookout for this. What's going on here? But this is also quoted in Akrura Stuti. It is quoted in verse number 26. So 10:33:26. I think it is quoted by Srila Sanatan Goswami and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So originally this Kalihali Kamadhenu is coming from Sri Sanatan Goswami in 10:33:26. But still there also, I'm not sure what is the purpose of quoting this phrase. So, but still I'll be on the lookout for what's going on. Let's try to find out. Some things remain unknown, but later they are revealed by the mercy of Krishna. Okay, Prabhu. So we'll pause here today. Anything to ask, Prabhu, or anything to say?
Other than my gratitude, this is so nice. This is really, I'm so excited to continue this, and this is just amazing. Yeah, I hope that, it's, yeah, I hope I'm not like hanging up if I ask too many questions with like the grammar and stuff. It's just so interesting to me, especially because this helps me understand commentaries, and it's like, this is the whole purpose of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I'm very thankful that you're taking the time, Prabhu, and I look forward to the next session.
Thank you, Prabhu. I'm so happy that I have a grammarian with me, and although we don't share the same set of sutras, the sutras which you learned are different, and the sutras which I learned are different, but both sutras have the same meaning. So we'll be able to have the same understanding. So let's continue this next time. We have completed the first 5 paragraphs of the Purva Vibhag of Gopal Champu. Then we'll move ahead into the 6th one and see how now it's going to get more and more intricate. So let's see how far we can go into it.
Okay,
Prabhuji. Please take care. Hare Krishna.
thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare Bol.